It's day 19 of 28 days on the Celebrity ASCENT. Hello everybody, Joyce here with the Traveling Gamblers, and I'm here with John. Hello, John.
Hello, Joyce.
Can you tell us why you think that's so funny?
Because I don't know.
Why is it funny?
Because sometimes it's
You're the one that came up with the cockamamie intro.
right, and that wasn't my fault though. I mean,
Oh my goodness gracious.
anyway,
Somebody asked a question today, said that they're glad that we're enjoying our retirement and wanted to know what we did as a career or what kind of a job we had.
mm-hmm. Yes, they did.
Want to tell them what you did? Or you want me to tell them what I did?
We could do both, I guess.
We're in the witness protection program. We both were members of the mob in New York.
No, don't say that.
Obviously, I'm kidding.
Okay.
How funny would that be? We're in the witness protection program and yet we're in the YouTube channel.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know what they say, hide in plain sight, right?
Yes.
I was a cosmetologist for 25 years. And I had my first child, and I did that part-time, and then I had my second child, and a friend of mine, Patty, was in pharmaceutical sales, and she thought that I would be good at it, and she set me up with an interview with her boss, and I got the job. And I was in pharmaceutical sales for 11 years, and after that, I worked for a company where I sold
Drugs.
online advertising.
That was the wrong one. I'm sorry. Well, you're talking about the mafia. So
Yeah, online advertising to pharmaceutical companies. So I worked for a website. It was the earliest version of WebMD. I'm sure everybody knows what WebMD is. And it was called POL, or Physicians Online, and it was for doctors only. And I was the sole salesperson for the entire country for the company. And I would go to advertising agencies that had clients that were pharmaceutical companies, and I would put together campaigns and things like that for them to put on the website to be promoted to the doctors that would go on there, because it was just for doctors, the website. And I did that for a few years, and then I sold Yellow Pages. I worked for Yellow Book. I did that for 3 years, and then my brother and I went into business together, and we basically made replacement cushions and covers for a certain type of furniture, and we did that for about 10 years together, and then I retired at 47 because John had some medical problems, and we decided, what the heck are we doing?
Yeah, well, mine's boring compared to yours. Oh, jeez. So,
You're up, buddy.
I'm up, buddy. So I was an RN and put myself through medical school to become a podiatrist. So
I married a nurse and a doctor.
And I practiced for a bunch of years and then had some medical problems, so I'm retired.
He had a private practice in Long Island.
Yeah, so anyway.
So he's from Long Island and I'm
Yes.
from New Jersey, as we said the other day. I think we touched on that.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, today we both woke up about, you woke up about 8, I woke up about 8:30, and you headed down to Cafe El Baccio ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, no, I did. Then I came back up again.
Right. That's right. Because I was going to say something happened.
Yes.
We were both walking down together.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So you went to Cafe El Baccio.
Mm-hmm.
I took a shower and got dressed. And then you came up and brought your stuff up.
Right.
And then we went down together. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, I think.
Yeah. I had my cheese Danish.
Yeah. I did not. What did I have?
No, you didn't. You didn't have anything.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I asked for a Nutella croissant, and I took one bite of it.
Yeah, right.
And I had my sugar-free vanilla skinny latte. and we had every intention of getting off of the ship early, but
We met some people. Yes.
we started, the couple that was sitting next to us, a man and a woman, they engaged us in a conversation. They asked us a question. I don't even remember what they asked.
What kind of camera we use.
No, he said something like, it sounds like you two are trying to start up a business or something like that. And I was like, well. So we went into the whole, we have a YouTube channel thing, and we talked to them for about an hour. They were really nice. And then we said, we've got to go. We've got to get off the ship because we have things to do.
Because we have to show you guys something. Yes.
So we walked off the ship.
No, first we had that incident. You don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, I thought we'd talk about that maybe a little bit later.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Okay.
Yeah, talk about that a little later. Yes. We went off the ship, and we walked straight to the... We
walked through the port, then we went to the taxi, the water taxi.
The water taxi.
The water taxi, yes.
So that's the thing that we've never done before. We've been in St. Martin many, many times, and we've never taken the water taxi over to Phillipsburg.
So we have the process that we went online, got the tickets.
Yes.
They were...
Well, we didn't go online as in the internet.
No.
We went to the booth and bought the tickets.
Yes,
and I have some video clips. I'm gonna do I'm gonna put a whole separate video on what we did in St. Martin. We really just went over, walked around, and we just recorded the entire thing.
Right.
I had no idea what it was like over there because we've only gotten off and gone to the ports, and I don't even think we've ever done... I think we might have done an excursion where we went to the top with a tour guide, but that was years and years ago. So we really didn't have any idea of what it was like over there. So it was an eye-opener. We really didn't know. So there's going to be a separate video because it's too much to put in here. But I'm going to take bits and pieces of it, of us going over on the ferry and walking around and some of the things that we saw. We didn't really do anything other than walk around. We walked almost 3 miles, so we walked a lot. And we saw pretty much, I think, everything that there was to see. They said that we were on the Dutch side, right? And that the French side was over on the other.
Yes, and it's the smallest island that has two countries. So here's some video clip of us getting in line. We bought the tickets. It was $7 a person for round trip. Or as much as you want. You can go. They said you can use it all day long.
Was it $7 a person round trip?
Well,
yes, because it was $14. Yes,
for an unlimited
for the whole day. It was good for the whole day, and they gave you a wristband, which was nice because you didn't have to have a ticket that you could lose. Because some of us tend to lose things like that.
I don't know.
And the water taxi was very nice, and they played some music, and it was entertaining on the way back. So we went over, and we had no idea there's a beach there. So if you want to go to the beach, this is definitely the way to do it. You take the water taxi over, and it's right there. So to the left and to the right, there's a beach, and there are locals galore trying to rent you chairs and an umbrella and everything. So we stopped and asked one of the guys, and he said 2 chairs, 1 umbrella was $30 for the day, and it included a Wi-Fi connection, and 2 chairs, 1 umbrella, and 5 drinks, which I thought was kind of odd. It was very vague. 5 drinks. I don't know if it was 5 drinks per person or 5 drinks between the two of us. And that was $40. So we're doing some research for you guys. It's not something that we did.
So it was like one big beach, but it was like separate beaches because there were different setups.
It was like whoever, like some people would own these chairs And then there would be a next section with different chairs and different umbrellas. So on the waterfront was the beach, and then across the street was so many restaurants.
Yes.
There was some stores, some little like souvenir type stores. I couldn't remember if I had a patch or not. And we went into a store and asked if they had patches, and they did. And when she showed me one of the patches, I said, oh, I have that. I definitely do. So we didn't need to get a patch. And we walked around. So that was the main strip. And then we decided to go down one of the side streets. I saw the trolley.
Yes. Right.
There's a trolley. And I said, oh, that would be fun and that would be good to tell people about.
But we couldn't find it.
But we couldn't find it.
Right.
So we saw it go by on the next street over. So we walked over there and we couldn't find it. So then we continued to walk in that direction and went down another side street and walked over because it said something about some kind of a market or something. Mm-hmm. And when we got over there, it was just more of the same.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't.
It was like little tables of, it's kind of like reminded me of like a
flea market. So I think
market.
the best thing is the beach and some of the restaurants, probably.
If you want to do something on your own, unless you want to book an excursion through the I was going to say the casino, through the ship, unless you want to book an excursion. But I said to John, if we ever wanted to spend the day at the beach, it was great.
Yeah.
I would do that every single time. I like the beach and I love the water.
So as far as shopping, you could just do that at the port.
There was lots of stores in the port, so you don't even have to leave the port, and you could see that in the video that I put in.
Yeah, the typical stores that you see in the port.
Yeah, so we sit here and we have this conversation and we talk to you on the recording, and then I take whatever footage I have done throughout the day and I do a picture in a picture, so I overlay over the top of this video. So I'm gonna do bits and pieces and overlay as I'm talking about it in the background, and I'll do some video stuff and some photos. So there was a lot. There was like an hour's worth of video that I took, but I'm not gonna use that all in this, obviously. So we spent about 2 hours or so off the ship, and we came back. It was an overcast day at first. It looks like I got some color again. It was an overcast day at first, and then the sun came out, and it was actually hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually sweaty by the time we were headed back. We came back.
I went up to get the computers.
And I went to Cafe Al Baccio to get us a table.
And we sat there for like, I don't know, 45 minutes. I didn't get
very long.
I didn't get anything done, really.
Not very long at all. We ordered a coffee.
You went to do a video of the casino.
I did a new video of the casino. So completely. So there's lots and lots of new machines. So I did a completely new video of the casino. And yes, we do have to do an intro for it.
And I think you have to do the tables too.
Yes, because the casino was actually open. Right. So for those of you that watch our casino videos, I usually go in and I record it while it's closed. And some of the machines are black when they're off, and I have no idea what they are. So I'll wait until the casino opens and I'll just kind of go in and take some pictures and overlay them where the machines were blacked out. Today, the casino opened at like noon or 1 o'clock because they could. I'm not sure how that works, but I went in and I managed, there were only about 10 people playing slots here and there. So I managed to go in and take a full video of all the slot machines while it was open. So all the machines were on, which is really unusual. I don't think I've ever done that before.
No.
And I haven't had a chance to do the tables because there were some people at the tables and there were dealers there, and I can't record any of that. So I'm going to have to go back and finish that. And then I was chatting with somebody that suggested that maybe we play one of the machines.
Right.
So I went and talked to John about it, and we went in to play. And it was about 3 o'clock when we did that. Not even. No, not even. It couldn't have been because we came back to the ship around, because we got off the ship around 11:30. So, Yeah, we got off the ship around 11:30, so it was probably 2:30.
Right.
It was probably 2:30, 3 o'clock by the time we did that. And we ended up staying in the casino until 11:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about midnight now, and I still haven't eaten. I had the bite of I had a hard-boiled egg when we came back on the ship and a protein bar. And you went off to the buffet.
In the middle of playing, I just had a piece of chicken and a piece of roast beef or something with a little bit of potato. I just ate real fast to come back down.
Yeah, I know. I was asking you what you ate.
I just told you.
A piece of chicken and a piece of roast beef and some potatoes?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
there you go.
A piece of bread.
Okay, piece of bread. Yeah. No veggies.
Yeah, I thought bread was vegetables.
Uh-huh.
No, it's green.
He doesn't like green vegetables.
Anyway.
So I waited at our slot machines that we were playing on. So let me just say that we had really good luck again today. Not last night. We didn't go in the casino last night, but the night before we went in the casino, we recorded the video at like 9 o'clock. Then we went to the casino. And so the next day, last night, when we were recording the video, I completely forgot about it. That was a terrible night for us in the casino when we lost.
Right.
We still are ahead
for the
cruise, right. But we lost badly 2 nights ago.
We just don't want everybody to think that
it's just win, because
it's not. In the long run, yes.
Yeah, these are just truly the rarity.
And you have a saying.
Yeah, you win some and you lose most.
Right.
That's how it goes in the casino.
Right.
And we know that because we get something for it. We get another cruise. But today, we were in there from probably 3 till 11, so 8 hours. And there was like a half an hour or so. But also we cash out and we split the money and we go to the cashier. So all of that takes time. So when it's 8 hours of play, it's probably really like 6 hours of play, which is still a lot. I get that. We played all that time and we lost $500.
Yeah, total of $500.
Total of $500.
And I had enough points.
Which
we'd get another cruise, but we're going to combine it with. But I had 5,000 points or something today.
Right, but you add that to the 6,500 that you already had, so you have about 11,500 or 12,000, somewhere around there. Right? Did you ask him how many points you had?
Yes.
You said 11 something, right?
11,700.
Okay.
11,700.
And I have just over 4,000. We stopped there because I made Ruby, and so now we're working on John's card to get him to Ruby. He's almost there. But we were down $2,500, and we had 3 hand pays. Right. Well, we weren't down $2,500. We were probably down about $2,000 because we had money left to play with. That was our total winnings for this particular trip, and we had 3 hand pays, and we won that back plus, and we were back up to about 4,000. So we were ahead. And then we continued to play. So we ended up leaving the casino after 8 hours, and we were down just $500, which is incredible to earn that many points. And I have no doubt that we're going to get onboard credit at the end because of the amount of play that we've had based on Theo, your Theo. Yes, probably close to that. And so we just came up to the cabin. So the thing that we saw today that we mentioned earlier and we said that we'll touch on later. Do you want to talk about it? I feel like I always do all the talking and I
Well, we were walking down.
Say what you say.
We were walking down the hall and we heard some noise and you pulled me aside and all
I
of a sudden
looked back and I
wanted me to talk.
Yes, but you didn't see this part.
No, I didn't.
I heard something and I looked back and I saw the ship's doctor, nurse, and 2 other medical running faster than I've seen anybody ever run, and it was very clearly an emergency.
Right.
And this is exactly why I didn't want to talk about it in the beginning, because I got very upset about it.
Yeah. So it was only a few doors down
from our cabin.
Right. And it was pretty obvious.
Well, our stateroom attendant was standing there in the hallway, and I said, "Whoa, obviously it's an emergency." And he said, "Yeah." He said the stateroom attendant opened the door and the person was on the floor. And as John and I approached the cabin door was open. It was one of the inside cabins on the right-hand side of the hallway, and we couldn't see anything in, and we didn't try to look even. We're very much about protecting privacy, and the only reason that we are even talking about this today is because it was a huge thing that it affected me deeply, and you can see I'm still upset about it.
I was so impressed of the response team, being in the medical background or whatever, but they went flying by. They were right on it. They were,
And as we were walking by, the door was open and they were working on somebody. And again, we didn't see and didn't try to see, but they were right there in the inside of the door. And I heard, as we were walking past, one of the crew members was on the phone, and he said, star code, and I've already notified the bridge. And I looked at John and I said, that can't be good. So we don't have any verification other than when we came back, and I have this in the video, there was an ambulance outside the ship, and you can see that here. Okay. And
when I came to the room to get the computers, there was a guard out there, and there was a special lock on the door. It was like a crime scene type of thing, I guess, because
we don't know that. Right, we don't know what it is, but we don't know what it is. If anybody knows what. So later I came up to the cabin to change because I had on shorts and a t-shirt and I was freezing in the casino. And I came up to the cabin to change, and I think that probably not even unconsciously is why we went to the casino, because I was really, really very upset by it.
You went to the casino to take the picture, the video.
No, I know. I mean to play.
Oh, to play.
Because we weren't going to play.
Right.
I knew that it was something that was bad, and to witness that emotion and that action of the crew in the heat of the moment, I have to tell you, it was incredibly impressive. You could see how much they cared. And later, my friend messaged me, and her husband were out on the balcony. The ship was delayed leaving, and she messaged me and said that she just saw them bring somebody out on a stretcher, and it was completely covered over. So I'm certain that the person passed away. Again, this is all just from eyewitness things. There hasn't been any. So the captain came on and said that we are departing an hour late due to a medical emergency. And again, this is all just conclusions that we've come to. But when I came back to the cabin to change, we have to walk right past that cabin. And I saw it, and I took a picture of the lock because I've never seen anything like that before. So here's a photo of the lock on the door. And I can't imagine why they would have to lock the cabin. So if any of you have any idea what that is about, if you've seen it before, you've experienced it, you know somebody that has, you have any factual information that you can share with us, that would be great.
Well, we do have a friend that the roommate passed away, and they treated it like a crime scene, even though the person was sick and everything. So I think that's why the lock was on there.
So in that instance, our friend that was traveling with a friend and the friend passed away the last night of the cruise on its way back to Fort Lauderdale. The next morning, the local law enforcement came onto the ship and went to the cabin, and they questioned him, and so like John said, and I think that and it was an older person, so even though there was obvious, like it wasn't
health issues,
yeah, but you don't know, but we don't know anything about this passenger. I'm assuming that the passenger was alone, but I have to say that I was really, really surprised that they took the passenger off the ship in St. Martin. I would have thought that they would have kept the passenger on the ship until Fort Lauderdale.
Well, the whole purpose,
again, this is all logical conclusions that we are coming to based on what we saw.
Right. So the whole purpose of bringing this up was to let you know how impressed we were with the medical team.
Absolutely.
I did need to use the infirmary once.
And I did once.
Right. And we were really impressed.
Very impressed.
With the services that you
Absolutely.
get. So.
Yeah.
So
it made me feel good
to bring this up.
Not that I doubted it, but it made me feel really good to see. I was really impressed. Really impressed. So
we don't want to look at it as a depressing thing. We want
to
look at it
as a positive. As a positive that
their response.
I have no idea what it's like on other cruise lines, but I can tell you that what we saw today and what we've experienced on two different ships, me going to the medical for one reason one time and John going another time, were both very positive experiences.
Right. And it's
another reason that we love Celebrity.
Right. And just want to bring up again, we talked about insurance once before, that it's so important to have medical insurance, because we used it in the past, and
you just don't know.
And there was an incident that happened in Barcelona a couple of days ago where there was a bus accident. I think there were 33 people injured. 53 mostly from the cruise line.
Yeah. We had that time in Jamaica. Where there was an accident and there were a lot of passengers.
So meanwhile, it's important to have insurance.
It is.
Right.
It is. Yeah. And we don't want to be negative and downer or anything like that.
Let's end it on a good note.
So we ended up winning back almost all of our money, which is a good thing. Okay. And here's some clips of the hand pays or the jackpots that we had that led to us winning most of our money back today. And that was our last port. So for this cruise, that was our last port. We have 2 days at sea. Tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow?
We have the Zenith lunch tomorrow, which we like. We get to meet some of the top officers. We get to talk with them, among the other passengers too.
Yes.
And
we were trying to order room service before we did the video, but I'm not quite sure what happened to our cabin phone. It's completely dead. So I removed it from where it was and plugged it in. It has a USB port. It has a USB plug on it. And I don't know why it's completely dead. So I'm hoping that it's charging while we're doing this video.
And then what do we have? 2 more days left of the cruise?
We didn't do the question.
Oh, jeez.
Goodness gracious.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's do the question.
Oh boy.
Sorry. Wow, we're really disorganized today.
Well, so we'll say the question here, and then you'll also write it at the beginning. Because not everybody. Okay.
No, I'm going to do it in this spot. So the question yesterday was, how do you choose a video when you're doing a search on YouTube? And your choices were either by the thumbnail, the photo, or by the title. And overwhelming 65% said title. I would have completely guessed thumbnail.
Especially since when you learn about how to do YouTube videos, they say that's one of the most...
Two things that are most important.
Right, but that usually is more important.
Thumbnail and title are the most important. So 65% of you said that you choose it by the title, which is gonna make me think now.
A lot of people that said when they saw it was us, they didn't bother with the title or the thumbnail. They just clicked on it anyway.
You're all so sweet. Except for that one person. Oh. There was somebody that commented on my cabin tour of the deluxe porthole veranda and wrote, boring.
And we actually had somebody stick up for us.
Yes.
Common sense 234. I think it's 234. Yeah. I gotta find out what her name is. She
said, move along or something. There's nothing here for you.
Find something else to do.
Yeah. And we're both like, we're kind and positive people, and we're doing this out of the kindness of our hearts. And we're sharing information with you guys so that we can be helpful. And hopefully you find it helpful, useful, and entertaining at the same time.
Yeah. And if they're bored, they could do something else. If I was bored from a video, I wouldn't even bother commenting. I would just...
But we know that there's all types in this world, right? Yes. And there's the negative ones out there too. So, and the question of the day today is it's an interesting one. Actually, our friend posted to us, asked us this question yesterday. And the question is, all things being equal, which would you choose? A better cabin with a 10% obstruction, or a lesser cabin with no obstruction? So I'm going to give you two examples of what I mean. So an ocean view cabin with no obstruction, or a veranda with a 10% obstruction, or a veranda with no obstruction and a concierge with a 10% obstruction. So a little bit better cabin, one category up with a 10% obstruction, or a little lesser cabin, one category down with no obstruction. Yeah. So those are your choices. Better cabin with obstruction, A. Worst cabin with no obstruction, B. And I'm really, really curious about this one. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then that's it. That does it for us for day 19. Holy mackerel. Our friend Nancy flew in from Boston. Actually, she had 3 delays and she had to stay, I think, in Boston.
I have to look at them. But
she messaged me. She said that she ended up having 3 delays.
So don't worry, I'll be there.
Yeah, but she was going to stay with other friends for a couple days first. But anyway, she'll be flying in. But she's joining us on Sunday. And we will be moving out of our suite. Oh. But that's okay. We're moving to an infinite veranda, and we love it. Doesn't matter. We've had a great time in this. So we have 2 more days here. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, hit subscribe with the notification bell on. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your support. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
And as always,
have a great day.
We hope you have a great day.